Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. My name is Kathryn Kauffman, and I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night show. This is where we discover what and who we are in this journey called life. Although we're going a little bit further today, I must say, this is not exactly a self-help item. Hey, Will the Wizard, good to see you tonight. Let me hop over to Facebook and make sure that the stream is running as it should, because you never know about these streaming platforms. And yes, they have done it again. I have got to contact them about this. Every time I try to post public, they put it to friends only. And we want our streams to be public. We need for our streams to be seen by everybody because this is such good self-help stuff. Although today is not exactly a self-help, it's like a more public service announcement, really. So let's go over updates really quick. Today was like 60 something. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Spring is here. Now, according to the Farmer's Almanac, we only have 22 days more left till spring. But I feel like it is already here. The garden is trying to sprout forth. I got my seeds already. I'm going to be out there trying to clear stuff out with the bad back. I'm going to try it. I've got to get my seeds out, y'all. So I'm going to have my mother-in-law help me if she will. Hopefully she will. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you tonight on Instagram. And hey to Janice. Thank you so much for the sound check. I do appreciate that because you never know if all the bells and whistles are working. So, a lot of you have seen the updates on me retiring. I am still working part-time. The things that will continue, Fun Friday is not going away just yet. I'm continuing Fun Friday, which is, it's a free 3-card inspirational reading every Friday that I do on my Facebook account, Facebook and Instagram account, and actually YouTube too. So if you want a free inspirational reading once a week, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, and you can participate in the free reading. Another thing that's not going away is Monday night. We still have a lot of things to talk about and cover. There's so many things I have on my list of things to do that the Monday Night Lives are still going to continue. Another thing that's continuing is my Patreon page. Now, if you haven't heard about my Patreon page, for $3 a month, which is less than the cost of a large latte, you can get an extended daily forecast, a daily psychic and moon astrology forecast on Patreon for only $3 a month. What we cover is the general energies of the day. Okay, we cover the number resonance of the day, what you should look out for, what you need to be focusing on, how your body health is responding to the moon astrology. We also have a look at what the almanac says is the best activity for the day. We look at what is the best gemstone to work with for that day. On the Patreon page, it also has like hair cutting guides on certain days. Cutting of your hair kind of promotes sickness and disease, and on other days, it brings in prosperity and wealth. And so all of that is accessible to you for only $3 a month. We also look at how the moon mansions are reflecting on whether travel is good or not for the day. So you get a lot for your $3. And then the upper tiers on Patreon get free online teaching, but then they also get, in tier 3, they get access to me once a month in an hour-long live stream hangout where they get to ask any question they want, which is a lot of fun. And we also cover a lot. We sit and talk about a lot of weird stuff on our once monthly live stream. So let me play this little blurb for my Patreon. And those of you are on Instagram, hang with me here. Okay, so if you didn't catch the Patreon scan code, it's on the screen right now. All you have to do is scan that, except for Instagram. Instagram doesn't play well with the streaming platforms. But just scan the QR code and it will take you right to the page so you can join if you feel like it. But you know what? It really helps out a lot knowing what the energies of the day are going to be ahead of time. Because let's say if the energies are in Scorpio and people are in a pissy mood and they're prone to be argumentative, if you know ahead of time, it's super easy to handle that. Hey to Amber Bentine. She says, love the YouTube Fifth Dimensional episode. Thank you very much. And so, Ina is 76 today. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you here tonight. Thank you so much. Let's get into this topic because it is very important and I have some solutions for you. So don't get upset when you're listening to this because we have solutions. I want to do a couple of shout outs. First is to my good friends over at Hitch to Homicide. It's a true crime podcast. And it is so good. You guys need to go and listen. It's released every Wednesday by my good friends, Chris Pottruff and Rob Pottruff. And the stories are so amazing and so interesting. You really need to check it out. That's Hitched to Homicide. The second shout out I want to do is to Blue Lotus Acupuncture here in Lexington, Kentucky. You just have no idea how much this has really helped my recent back problems. I don't think I could have done as well as I've been doing without investing in the acupuncture. It has really helped a tremendous amount. Okay, let me see here. Okay, have a little troll here that I'm going to get rid of. Bink. There we go. Someday I'm going to have to get a moderator to help me get rid of these trolls. What they do is they look for professional psychics and they troll the comment section. And what they do is they try to elicit you to buy a reading with them by whatever phrase that they're using of the day. And so I try not to let them bother you. Oh, Ina says no, 76 degrees. Oh my God. It was 76 degrees. I thought it was your birthday. Oh well. So you're really noticing, and I don't know if you guys know or not, because I probably haven't released it to you guys or haven't really talked about it, but I am half blind in this right eye because of an aneurysm that ruptured in it years ago. And so it's real difficult for me to see the screen and to read it correctly, but I'm trying. And you know what? I ain't going to let it hinder me. No, absolutely not. I am, solid on keeping going. So let's look at cell phones used as sonic weapons. How often have you been talking about a product or something, and then all of a sudden it pops up on your search? So you know your cell phone is listening, okay? You know that. It's either going to pop up on your cell phone or it pops up on your smart TV. The exact item that maybe you searched or maybe you were talking about. That happens a lot. Special shout out to Melissa Begley. Good to see you tonight. Lovely to have you here. Cha cha cha. So we know that they're listening through your cell phone. Okay. But did you know that you could be at psychological risk? Modern advanced cell phones have speakers which produce frequencies up to 16 kilohertz or even a few up to 20 kilohertz, giving almost hi-fi sounds. When it comes to actual frequency transmission, they may go as high as 48 kilohertz. But that is ultrasound region, which is not audible to humans. Hey to Linda McCauley, good to see you tonight. So glad you're here. Oh, okay. Now, let's dive into what exactly is ultrasonic sound. Humans can generally hear anywhere from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And ultrasonic sounds are high frequency sound waves that are beyond the limit of human hearing. For this reason, sounds above 20,000 hertz are referred to as ultrasound. Now, remember I just stated that your cell phones can go up to 48 kilohertz. Yes. And so 20,000 hertz is where we get into the ultrasound range. So now ultrasonic is not harmful to people and is inaudible to most people. However, it can cause discomfort, annoyance, like an irritation or an anxiety, a headache, nausea, tinnitus, especially to more sensitive individuals like people that are younger, female, people who are intuitive can be affected by ultrasonic sounds more than others, children, teens. And so, every now and then when you get that ringing in your ears, that tinnitus, it could be that you're detecting ultrasonic waves. Now, they can be, where do these sounds come from? Well, they can be broadcast by devices, loudspeakers, motion sensors, rodent deterrent devices. Like if you get an ultrasonic sound producing device that gets rid of bats or gets rid of mice, that's going to use ultrasonic waves. What do we kind of use ultrasonic waves for? Detection of objects, measurement of distances, testing products or structures, motion sensors again, veterinary medicine that's used in a lot of veterinary medicine, physical therapy, like when you get an ultrasound treatment on your muscles, welding, cleaning, mixing, accelerating chemical processes in certain industries. So how do we detect these? Because these can be used for psychic attack or for psychological manipulation. So it's important to know how to test for these ultrasonic waves. Let me check for questions really quick because I have to refresh the page here. Okay, we're good so far. Okay. And hey to Pam over here on Instagram. We do a little wave there. Thank you so much for joining. So the most common used methods for detecting ultrasound are, now I didn't go into the more, I don't know, there were like double the amount of ways to test for ultrasound, but I didn't go into those because those didn't seem readily available to us to use. But the ones that I'm going to mention are. Now, here's another thing to talk about. We know that subliminal messaging can be broadcast over the phone without us knowing it, because your subconscious does not have to hear the messaging. So, subliminal messaging can be broadcast through your phone to you to alter the way that you think or the way that you make decisions, and also your kids, okay, to influence them one way or another. But also I want to caution you against music can have some subliminal messaging embedded underneath it to influence your kids and yourself to think and make decisions in a certain way. So Ina says, I've often wondered if some of the people who go crazy and go out and shoot up a business or school are being influenced like this subliminally. I think so, Ina. That's just my opinion. But I really believe if you take somebody with, let's say, a mild mental illness, and you add subliminal messaging on top of that plus environmental stress, boom. This is what we're having. Yes, Holly says emotions too. Yes, it can affect your emotions, it can affect your decisions. So you really have to be careful what music you're listening to. And also, one thing that can hedge your bet is, if, let's say, you enjoy an artist's music and you want to listen to it comfortably, maybe listen to it, but then afterwards do a solfeggio frequency in your house for 417 hertz to remove any kind of negativity that might have been imprinted, just in case. Or you might want to do a binaural beat to reverse negativity so that there's no lasting imprint of what you've been listening to. Oh, Holly, that's okay. No big deal. Okay, so let's talk about the most common methods used for detecting ultrasound. And I tell you what, let's go into why that's important first, and then I'll go into what the methods are, because you need to know what they're doing. Now, this study was done by, let me catch his name here, Ning Zhang. And it was published by Scientific American and Newsroom. Okay, so this was published by Scientific American and Newsroom. Ultrasonic sound waves are inaudible to humans, but they can be recorded by microphones. You can use an ultrasonic recorder or a bat detector to record ultrasonic sound. These devices can transform ultrasonic signals into sounds that can be heard by humans. From a phone's user is a waveform generator to generate the correct signals. Now, this is what they did. They had two teams running tests. One to retrieve an SMS passcode and another to make a fraudulent call. So what they were testing is they hooked up an ultrasonic transducer microphone to like a table. Let's say they mounted it to the bottom of the table. And they placed the cell phone on top of the table. And so the test was one, to receive the SMS passcode that was being sent to the person of the cell phone. The next test was to be able to make a fraudulent call off of the cell phone. Now, I'm not going to read it because it doesn't really compute when I just read it off, but I'm going to have to try to explain it to you. So, what they did was they first accessed the phone through the ultrasonic waveforms transducer, and they reduced the sound on the phone all the way down. But see, the ultrasonic transducer can still pick up on it, but the person who owns the cell phone sitting at the table can't. So let's say the person at the table is working, they're just working on their computer and their cell phone's laying on the desk next to them. So what the person remotely can do is go in, reduce the sound on the cell phone to where the owner can't hear it, and they can go onto the bank account and try to log in and have the passcode sent to the phone. Now, what they're going to do is take the voice assistant and use it ultrasonically to gather the passcode for the bank account. Now, the person sitting at their computer who owns the phone is not going to hear it because remember they turned the volume all the way down. So they can hack into your bank account. The next thing that they can do is, and they proved this with the second way that they access the phone, is to make a fraudulent call. So again, lowering the volume and then accessing the contacts, making a call, and then communicating with the person on the call without the owner's knowledge at all. So Amber says, how do we discern if our music we like has these frequencies? Do the bat detector, for instance, for the music we listen to? Now, so Amber, so she says, I add music to reels as well and share that. So, okay. You're gonna have to look at the artist, the history of the artist. You're not going to be able to detect subliminal messaging. You're going to have to use your empathic ability and look at how you feel after the song is played. Hey Lois, glad you're here. If you feel the least bit apprehensive or upset after you listen to an artist's music, I would definitely play Hertz 417 and then do a binaural beat for positivity. So Charles says Havana syndrome was ultrasound waves aimed at our embassy. Absolutely. Look, guys, this is nothing new. These people have been doing this forever. Hey to Tamara and Patty, good to see you tonight. I don't know why we're not talking about it. So, but subliminal messaging is harder to detect. The ultrasounds we can detect easier now, and I'm going to give you some solutions on what you can do to prevent them from using ultrasounds to affect you. But these studies have been done a long time ago. Try 2018. These have been done since 2018. The second test, where the attacker used the phone to make calls on it without the owner's knowledge, perfect. Now, the sound, the ultrasonic waves are being transferred through the medium of the table or other objects. And what they found is This ultrasonic sound is transferred through wood, glass, metal, plastic, you name it. It's transferring to your phone to manipulate it. Okay. Now, the team that did this testing tested 17 different phone models, including iPhone, Galaxy, Moto, Android, you name it. I tried to find out what the two models were that were not vulnerable to attack, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But there were two models that they tested that were not vulnerable to the ultrasonic wave attacks. So, what can we do about this, guys? Ina says, was this used in the 60s and 70s to music? I remember hearing that it was. Yes, subliminal messaging was first developed, or we first found out about it in the 1960s. And so supposedly, subliminal messaging in ads were banned back then. But you know what? How would you know? How would you know if it isn't banned? Like if they're using it. So here's one way you can tell on like an ad, a video ad. If you slow it down ultra slow, you may see flashes of subliminal messaging in there. Also, look at your music, the art that they put with your music videos and stuff. Are there any satanic symbols or any symbols that are flashed in that, in those pictures that could be imprinting subliminally in your mind? Those are like, we got to be responsible for this, because look, this has been around for a long time. Subliminal messaging since 1960, and ultrasonic attacks since 2018. We've got to get up to snuff on this. But I'm going to tell you what you need to do. So here's what you need to do. There are foam cases that you can use, and you can get them off Walmart. What they were saying in the testing was that anything cloth or foamy, squishy foamy like that was placed between your phone and the table, or your phone and anything else, can reduce the effects of the ultrasonic attack, or pretty well stop it, because it doesn't transmit the frequencies into the foam. That foam or that cloth kind of baffles the sounds or the transmission, and it won't transmit it into the phone. So Amber says, I've seen magazine ads for liquor with subliminal messaging, and also played Queen back. I remember playing that Queen record backwards. Ultrasonic is since 2018. Let me show you a couple products here. Now, they don't make this one anymore. Okay, they don't make this one anymore. But this is a really nice one, and David and I tested it out today. But it has a sleeve here, and you put your cell phone in it. And when you put your cell phone in this, you cannot receive a call. And so it's not only foamy and squishy, but it also has this, it's like a Faraday bag that blocks all the signals from going to your cell phone. And there are other products like this on Amazon. So what you need to search is a Faraday foam bag. Okay, Faraday foam bag. And other products like that will come up. Now, this is not a Faraday bag, but it's a cloth bag. And it has a lot of cloth here. I use it to put my, I have a TENS unit on that helps me tolerate sitting up. And this I put on to hold my tens unit so that it doesn't get caught on stuff, and it doesn't, affect my clothing or whatever. And I don't have to have a pocket to have this on. So you can get one of these little cloth holders for your cell phone. But I really like the idea of the Faraday bag a lot. Do you have a link to your Amazon store? I tell you what, let me give you this. This is even better if I have it on here. There it is. Watch this. There's my Amazon shop QR code. So click or just scan that. Scan that, go to my Amazon shop and search Faraday phone bag. And it's spelled Faraday, Faraday phone bag. Now, when you use a link generated from my Amazon shop, I have to tell you, I will get 10 cents. Woo! Big commission. Not really, but yeah. So grab a Faraday bag, and I will actually put some Faraday bags in my list on my Amazon store tonight. And just go to the list psychic protection. I'll put it under that because it's a protective device. So we'll just put it under that psychic protection, and I'll drop some links over there for you. And the ones that I looked at, because David and I found, I bought 2 of these years ago. I didn't know exactly how beneficial these would come in. I checked this company. They're not making these anymore, but they have Faraday boxes. So, and here's the thing with the latest big phone outages just in the last week. Let's say you're at work and you're working on your computer. Stick your phone in a Faraday bag. If we have a huge EMP or attack, or maybe, God forbid, some huge solar flares that happen with these massive CMEs, you're going to be good to go. Especially like for CMEs, we know that they're coming, all right? If you will just watch Suspicious Observer's YouTube channel, he has a daily forecast, kind of like I do, of solar flares, CMEs, ionization, radiation, the whole thing. The day before the phones were knocked out, he predicted 2 X-class flares that ionized the atmosphere. And so they're thinking that may have been instrumental in the cell phone outages. But then, David and I were talking about it the other day, and I was like, or David was saying, because I was like, is it truly X-class flares, or is this, a cyber attack? But if we know it's coming, right, they can use that as a cover, right? If we all have enough knowledge to know that the sun has these X-class flares and maybe possible CMEs, and this could happen, it makes perfect sense to us that, China can go, oh, well, let's test our cyber attack during this time so that people will think it is just sun flares and CMEs. So here's my advice to you. Get a Faraday bag, okay? And just when you are not using your phone, put your phone in that, or put your tablet in it. And That way you've got a functioning device after the fact that you can still find out what's going on. Also, I want you guys to get a solar powered bank that you can charge your cell phones and stuff up on, or your tablets, but also a solar powered crank radio. Okay, keep that charged up in the sun so that if everything is knocked out, they're going to go back to the radio waves and you'll be able to find out what's going on that way. Okay, so this is your informational stuff here. And oh my gosh, let me tell you what happened. I have always had good luck with cuddle duds from Walmart. But I got one the other day that was just, look at the fuzz on that. Can you see that? This case holder just shredded that shirt. That shirt came apart on me. I've never had trouble with cuddle duds before. But I'm finding these fuzz balls everywhere, all over the house, all over the floor, all over the couches. That thing just absolutely came apart. And I don't blame this because it should not have happened. But oh my God. So there's a change in that product for sure. All right. I'm going to sign off now. You guys have a fabulous week. And I will see you next week. Kisses from Kentucky. And get your Faraday bags. Okay? Get your Faraday bags. Bye, y'all. See you next week.